If you think Texas is just about pickup trucks and country music, well, you'll be partially right. But don't be mistaken that the Texans have been left out the technical revolution. Thanks for joining me in another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. Today we're heading out to country to listen to Will and Crystal Yates talk about how they're using technology in their business.
Hi, I'm Crystal Yates.
My name's Will Yates.
I've really quickly though, before I get into the showdown, the country show and everything, is when I was a 5-year-old little girl, I will never forget being at a concert with the husband and wife, and the husband was playing and the girl was singing, and I just started crying, and I thought, this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. Had no idea that I would do that. Fast forward, I go all through middle school and high school. I'm in choirs. I never get invited to sing a solo. And then all of a sudden, my senior year, the senior class nominated me for the school beauty pageant. They're like, what are you going to do for talent? Like, you're in choir, can you sing? And I had not, even though I had been trained classically, I had not been singing classical music, and I had been practicing country in secret. And so I get out and I finally have my, I guess, kind of coming out party at this in front of hundreds of people at our school beauty pageant, and I start singing, and then everybody mobs me afterwards and says, oh my gosh, we didn't know you could sing. I was like, I can? Awesome, because that's what I want to do with my life. And then the guy who was one of the judges was at the college where I got a scholarship, where I met this guy.
Yeah.
And the minute I saw him playing guitar and playing piano, my heart just swooned, and I thought, hey, we could make this work out. And so that's how we met, and we got married. We fell in love very quickly, and we get married, we have a couple kids, and we're writing and doing life, and then somebody tells me when I'm singing out I should enter this country showdown competition. And so we did, and for almost a year we went through this competition, ended up winning the whole thing. We were singing in the place that I dreamed of singing in when I was a little girl, the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was just an awe moment. It was the moment, I feel like, for us that we had kind of longed of and dreamed for, and he knew all about country music history, and we both have this love of just all things music and the history of music, and so we got to sing in there. We got presented with a $100,000 check from Leanne Rimes, and it was a surreal moment for us. So that was kind of the moment for me, and that I thought, okay, if I win, I still couldn't really believe it. I thought, if I win, then this is what we're gonna do. And we talked about it, and so when they presented us with the prize money and just with that accomplishment, it was crazy. But I just knew that I would spend it all on music, and so after that I searched out and I went after my favorite producer. His name is Charlie Peacock, and he had just won a Grammy for some work he had done with a duo called the Civil Wars. But I go back even further, like, oh my gosh, through the decades I had admired his work, and how he just let every artist sound like who they were. It was not like he made everybody sound and fit this mold. He actually listens to an artist and figures out who they are, and just, that's how you make your record. It's not, okay, to do what's current today, or to do, it's more about, okay, to find out who you are as an artist. And so we got to record with Charlie. That was a dream come true, and we've got to sustain ourselves in a world where everything has changed for music, and how you make your money is very different now than the way it used to be, and it is a great time for independent artists. So that sustained us, and we got to use that money as like investing into our music and into ourselves, and that's what we used it as.
So it sounds like the music industry has obviously changed and evolved over time. What are you finding it to be these days?
I think the biggest thing that's changed, especially in the last probably 5 years essentially, has been the whole streaming piece of people receiving music. every model is changing all the time. The way people are getting their music is so different now. I just read an article that Norway is going to be getting rid of all of its FM radio stations by early 2017, and I have a feeling that other countries will follow suit very soon. So it's all about streaming and getting everything that way. And that being said, the profit margins that people make on a streaming song is very, very different than the actual physical CD that used to be. So I think in the last 5 years there's been, and we're still in it, we're in sort of a music industry metamorphosis where everything is changing, but on the other side, like she said, it's a really great time for independent artists, and it's really there's such the chasm between fan and artist, I believe, has gotten a lot smaller because the playing field is a lot more level now. So everyone is just kind of finding their own place in the food chain and finding out where they fit and what works best for them and their fan base, and aren't necessarily so concerned with like a mass appeal, like a celebrity type appeal. So I think for us, it's just been kind of that same thing, finding where we lock into, putting our little Lego piece right in the ship where it's supposed to go.
How are you guys using social media to get your name out there? What are you doing with it?
I'm looking at it as more of a place to water people's hearts and share a little bit of more of my daily life with them, because not that I would think that they'd be interested, but it's actually kind of amazing the feedback that I get, like, oh my gosh, I loved seeing this, or I loved seeing that. So the way I look at it is engaging their heart and having a quality audience, and also just loving on them and letting them in just a little bit more. I mean, that's what it's kind of meant for me, is that it means you have more of an investment from their heart into what you're doing. And so where everything is changing now with music, and you're not making as much off the actual product itself, if you can love your people enough, and I don't even call them fans, that word just it annoys me. They're more like friends. It becomes more like a community, and if they love you and they're invested, and when you make a record and you tell them, hey, I'm not going to make any money if you're listening off of Spotify, but if you buy this record, that will help us. That'll make a difference in our lives. And I find that people, because they are invested in what we're doing, I find that they actually do go ahead and invest. And so I'm looking at it more of a heart connection and connecting with them on a heart level, and refreshing them and bringing them, new songs, and writing for them and hearing what they're going through. So I'm finding connecting with people's hearts is very easy to do on social media, and especially now with it being so visual, you can let them see, what life can look like.
It's also really important for us from a strategic point. I guess it's really easy to just say, hey, come check out my music. Hey, come to this show. Hey, come do this. Hey, and that, if you were in a conversation with someone, that would be the most self-centered conversation you've ever been. Hey, come to lunch with me. Hey, buy my lunch. Hey, get my appetizer. And so it's really, really important to us that we stay really focused on making sure that we're giving far more than we're actually asking people to do. So we're sharing things that we're doing during the week. We're sharing events that we're being a part of, not necessarily that we get anything from. And occasionally we'll say, hey, we're doing a show here, we'd love to see you. But we really try to be very careful that we're not pushing it in everyone's face all the time, because like I said, that would just get really old after a while in a conversational standpoint.
But also people make a people connection. Nobody ever woke up in the morning and go, gee, I wonder what my toothpaste company is doing this morning. You never do that. But you do wonder, and it's also nice to see it behind the scenes, and it's nice to see how things are evolving.
Yeah.
But if you had a good day, it's great to say, hey, just left the studio, had a fantastic session. But if you had a crappy day, so listen, it's just not working today.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the pub.
Exactly.
People want to see that because people connect with people.
Absolutely,
Which makes a lot of sense.
Right.
What platforms are you guys on? What do you guys use?
Mostly Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, pretty much. That's my three. Like, right now, whenever people are like, oh, you should be doing Snapchat, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can handle another platform, you know. But those three right now are probably the ones that my go-tos that I stay on the most. And for some reason, I think because I love having, I love any age. I love every age of a fan, but I really enjoy like they're almost like patron type people, and they're on Facebook a lot, and I interact with them a lot, and they're music lovers. They buy albums, you know, they want to hold them, they want to feel them, they want to read the liner notes, and I really love connecting and find a lot of connection with those kind of people, because I don't just want to I'm not thinking of making music and selling millions. I'm thinking about, I'm going to make this song and I want it to go into someone's heart. I want them to receive it. I want it to evoke an emotion. And so I'm finding that I have a lot of chemistry with those type of people. And so a lot of those people, you can get more in depth with them on Facebook. And I'm trying to steer some of them, like, let's go to Instagram, because you can go in depth on Instagram and you can show and make things so visual. Although I don't know how great I am at it, because I feel like I have to have every hair in place before I take a picture. But I'm learning to go with it and roll with it and say, look at me, no makeup today. And I'm not really a selfie person. I mean, when you go on my Instagram, there's got to be a reason behind me taking a selfie. Like, I got to look really good and be like, guys, I did my makeup today, look at this. Or I got to look really bad and like, check it out. Like, this is real life.
We're also on YouTube and Vimeo,
Yeah.
which is another super important tool for us to sharing songs and videos and things like that.
Yeah, YouTube has become, very important, that you give your audience videos and the live stuff, the rough stuff, and the professional stuff. I find that they like the kind of rougher cut stuff and more authentic stuff than they like, like something. I did a video of one of my songs called Goodbye Letter, and I did the full production and everything, and we did this one like little simple song and story of a song I wrote called Leave Me Alone to Die, and that went crazy, and it was way more organic. It was way more not as high end as the Goodbye Letter video, but that for some reason people connected with that.
Devil, leave me alone to die. You've been chasing me so hard since.
So, what is the next step for you guys? What's happening now, right now? What's happening in the future?
Well, right now we are definitely still writing, and so I'm thinking right now, even though I've just released a new record last week, I'm thinking right now like singles, and I want my next album to be full length. And so I'm thinking shows. I'm thinking about connecting more with my fans on social media. And I think of, I don't know, I just think about how I can share and experience or give people a greater experience with my music. So I'm just thinking really creatively for next things, and also keeping this album going. Hey guys, this is Crystal Yates. You can check out my music at crystalyatesmusic.com. Come and find me on social media. I want to hear that you're out there, and get our new album, The Other Side. And you're all alone. Then I got a hand that you can hold. Put your hand in mine and let me walk you through. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Don't you even think, just call. You ain't gotta ask at all. If you want my love, it's already yours. You ain't gotta beg or plead. Baby, you just come to me. If you want my love, it's already yours.
Guys, thanks for watching another Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. Don't forget to check out the blog on TheTechieGuy.com, and don't forget to subscribe. There'll be a button below here. Make sure you click that so you get all these videos coming straight to you.